Good afternoon. We'd like to go ahead and call to order our September Coming Attractions Luncheon here at the Chamber of Commerce. If you would stand with me now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to go ahead and recognize our elected officials in attendance. From the City of Winter Springs, Mayor Charles Lacey. There. From the City of Oviedo, we have Mayor Dominic Persampiere. In front is Councilwoman Cindy Drago. And Councilman Stephen Shank. That is back to me, okay. And also from the Seminole County School Board, Dee Dee Schaffner. Have I missed any current elected officials? All right, seeing none, we also like to go ahead and recognize our trustees, who are the Citizens Bank of Florida, the City of Oviedo, the City of Winter Springs, Dominion Metal Recycling, Florida Hospital, Orlando Health, the Oviedo Mall, Progress Energy, and the University of Central Florida. If we could have a round of applause for our trustees. We also have one partner in progress this year, who is Massey Communications, and several friends of the Chamber, who are Bank First, Fairwinds Credit Union, Greenway Automotive Group, McCoy Federal Credit Union, Media with a Message, Samraz Management and Consulting, and Salantic Walk-In Urgent Care. We have a round of applause for all of our other sponsors. We have two media partners, who are the Seminole Voice and LiveMyCity.com. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to remind you that the Chamber is conducting its own audio recording of today's event. So any comments or questions you may ask will be recorded for the Chamber's use. And with that, I'll turn the program over to Corey.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome, everyone. Glad to see you all here today. Everybody's kids back to school, everybody back in the regular grind again. So we're glad you made it out. Hopefully enjoying the barbecue. We have some news about barbecue that we'll talk about in just a few minutes. But first of all, want to be sure everybody, just as we've done the last few luncheons, everybody has their smartphones hopefully turned on vibrate. But also, hopefully you've downloaded our My Chamber app that you can get on iTunes. You can get it in your BlackBerry store, Android Market, anything like that. It's free to download, has all the information about our Chamber members, about events, and lots of other things in the community. So you're going to want to have that downloaded. Make sure your information's correct. Once again, this is just another benefit of your membership with the Chamber. So we are the only Chamber right now in Central Florida with its own app. So hopefully you'll download that, share it with your friends, and tell them if they're looking for reliable service providers in our community, go to My Chamber app. It automatically GPSes you to the closest Chamber in the area, which is ours. So we're pretty excited about that. Also, we've got another exciting update at the Chamber. We're going to be starting a program here soon as we're updating our homepage on our website, which is called Chamber Perks. And it's got a lot of valuable resources that you'll be able to take advantage of. Everything from shipping and office supplies and different things like that. It's a program we have as a member of the Florida Chamber of Commerce. So be looking for that. There'll be a portal that you'll go through. You sign up, get your membership number and everything, and you can do everything right through there. You'll receive up to 30% discounts on certain things. And also, every time you purchase something through the Chamber Perks, the Chamber gets a certain percentage back of your purchases that can go to our other programs. So we're really excited about that. There'll be a tab specifically for that on our homepage that you can go through and sign up as soon as that is up and running. Winter Springs Festival of the Arts. How many people are ready for that? Everybody know when that is? Coming up October 20th and 21st. We do have these available here today. We'd love it if you'd take one of these flyers and put it up in your business. Take it to a friend, take it to an enemy, make them put it up in their business. We want to get the word out about this event. We're in our 5th year. This is a huge year for us. We're really excited. We had the most artists apply this year, so we have a great selection of some of the best fine artists, crafters from around the country and Canada. So it's art, wine, and jazz. We have a great entertainment lineup coming. And we want to be sure to thank our partners. We have our presenting sponsor, Bright House Networks. This is the 5th year that they've been our presenting sponsors. We also have our other sponsors, the City of Winter Springs, of course, and the Chamber. And we also have Citizens Bank of Florida, Compass Self-Storage, the Oviedo Mall, the University of Central Florida, Winter Springs Town Center, Wayne Dench, the Oviedo Winter Springs Optimist Club, Spark Family Enrichment Center, Max Media. Our radio sponsors are 102.5 WLOQ, Waste Pro, Red Chair Project, Seminole Cultural Arts Council, Seminole County Public Schools, Wine Styles, Wayne Dench Performing Arts Center, Clear Channel Outdoor, Oviedo Winter Springs Life Magazine, and Art Systems of Florida. Let's have a round of applause for all our great sponsors. And just to let you know, we still do have a couple premium sponsorships still available for this event. We have things such as our main stage sponsorship, our kids stage sponsorship, our senior tent, and I believe there may be a couple others out there available. So if you're interested, see Bridget. She'll get you all the information you need. Also, we want to encourage you, either as an individual or a business, consider becoming a patron for the Arts Festival. $350 to become a patron. You receive $225 worth of art dollars to spend at the event for art for your walls at your business or for your home. You also get VIP tickets to the VIP tent for the 2-day period. You also get tickets to our Meet the Artist party on Saturday night, and you get certain tickets to the Wayne Dench Performing Arts Center and other benefits throughout the weekend. So for $350, you also get your listing in our program for the event and on signage at the event. So it's a great way to get your business recognized for only $350. We also have business vendor booths in our Business Supports the Arts section still available. We already have more businesses and restaurants signed up than we ever have before this year. So we're really excited about that. But if you're interested in that, it's only $250 for chamber members to have a booth for 2 days at this event. So sign up, see Bridget about that as well. Other upcoming events we have, and we're already planning these, so if you're interested in participating on the committees for these, we're already starting to meet, believe it or not. Taste of Oviedo, new date this year, just so you all know. It's going to be March 9th, 2013, right out here in the parking lot. And the reason we're doing that, it's the last Saturday before we set our clocks forward, so we will be able to shoot fireworks at 7 o'clock because it's going to get dark about 6:30. We're excited about that. Maybe we can time it a little bit better this year. So from now on, it'll always be that Saturday before we set the clocks forward. So we'll just make that easy on everyone. Also, we have a new signature event that's a partnership with Hope. And it's going to be called, we finally have the name. We don't have a logo yet, but we have a name. It's called Central Florida's Barbecue Blowout. And this is going to be a 2-day professional barbecue tour event. This is the Florida Barbecue Association professionals are going to be coming into town right out here, and we're going to have them in town. They're going to be cooking for prizes. They're going to be selling their food. We're going to have business booths. We're going to have kids area. We're going to have lots of stuff going on. So that's going to be May 24th and 25th of 2013. So you're going to be wanting to get information on that. This is going to be the first year we do this. And it's also going to be the first type of event of this kind anywhere on this side of town. So we've got a lot of these barbecue guys in this area, so they're really excited to have something in their backyard. So it should be a great event, so be looking forward to that. And at this time, I would like to welcome up Lorian Rowan from our Ambassador Committee for the presentation of our Beautification Award. Lorian. Bring the mic down to you.
Yeah.
I don't know where our stairs went.
I'm sorry, I fell Monday and I'm kind of getting over a partial concussion. Plus I'm printing all over. This month's recipient of the Beautification Award for the Chamber has been in business here in the Oviedo area for 17 years. The Director of Sales is here today, Tracy Huggins, and we are proud to present it to Baldwin Fairchilds. I'm hurting all over my shoulders and everything.
Thank you. It's a great honor. We've been here, I think we've been a member of the chamber back when we had just Goldenrod Chapel. Then we built Oviedo later, but I just wanted to let you know we did a lot too that you can't see. We just put a new roof on. We just repaved. And Lorraine says, you need flowers. And so we put flowers out. We pressure washed the building. I mean, we just did a lot. So we cleaned it up. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Who's taking pictures?
We'll get one after.
Okay. Anybody that is interested in being nominated for this award, please contact the chamber. Main thing I say is show us color. In this economy, let's stand out from the other businesses. Let's have people notice this when they drive by your business. Then we'll come out and look at your place and nominate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorian. Hope you're feeling better. Stay away from those animals, though. They'll get you. All right, at this time, Jack, where are you? You want to come on up, or you want me to do it from here? Oh, you're always making me do things. Well, we're going to recognize our Ambassador of the Month, and if you're interested in joining the Ambassador Committee, this is our Welcome Wagon Committee. These are the ones that take new member bags out, meet our new members, so it's great to promote the chamber and to promote your business individually. Our Ambassador of the Month is from one of our trustees at the chamber, and we're proud to recognize our September 2012 Ambassador, Fran Hayes. I'm glad you're here. I was a little worried when I didn't see you on the RSVP list the other day. I'm like, uh-oh. Congratulations. Can our ambassadors just raise their hands, the ones who are here today? I want to be sure you're recognized. It's a great group. They have a lot of fun, and we put them to work. So thank you for all you do, guys. We really appreciate it. And remember, for any updates on upcoming events, go to OviedoWinterSprings.org, our homepage. Like I said, be looking for a new homepage soon. Should be new and exciting, so be sure to check that out. New members and guests. We have any new members, guests, want to be recognized? Want to embarrass one of your friends you brought with you? Come on, get your business recognized. Yes, all right, Tom.
My name's Tom Corkery. I am an account associate for VJO, Strategic Medical Solutions. We provide integrated solutions to acute care facilities, and we just joined last week. So thank you, Corey, for having us out here. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom. JR.
Well, good afternoon. My name is J.R. Ball. I'm a civil engineer, sole proprietor, operating out of my house. But I'm delighted to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I've been in Oviedo for over 20 years, a member of the Oviedo Rotary Club, and I'm pleased to join everyone today.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? New members, guests? Anyone? Man, nobody wants to embarrass anybody today? Must be that barbecue. It's got everybody kind of mellowed out at this point. So, all right. Well, at this time, we will welcome up our illustrious panel. We have our three panelists. Hopefully you all can jump up on the stage. So I'm not trying to help you guys up. Forget that. That's not happening. Well, as they're coming up, you want to come on up, Randy? We'll start our introductions of each one of them. I'm sure most everybody knows all of them anyway, but we'll do a little bit of recognition so everybody knows. We have Mayor Dominic Persampiere. He's held council offices of Deputy Mayor and Council Representative for Group 4. He's been a driving force on the Oviedo City Council for the past 10 years. Mayor Persampiere also served on the Land Planning Agency Board in 1999-2000 prior to winning his seat on council in September of 2000. Mayor Persampiere's business interests are characterized as entrepreneurial and investor-related. He attended Suffolk Community College and can be found pledging his time to the Oviedo Economic Development Council, the Oviedo Winter Springs Regional Chamber of Commerce, and Leadership Seminole. He is a yearly sponsor of Oviedo Little League Challenger Division. In his time off, Mayor Persampiere likes to golf, although he says he doesn't golf very well, watch college football, and cheer for his favorite NASCAR driver. He and his wife Debbie have 2 daughters, Amanda and Krista. Join us in welcoming Mayor Persampiere. Also on our panel today is Brian Olivi, who is the general manager of the mall where you're sitting right now. Mr. Olivi brings a broad base of experience in shopping center management as well as in a retail management background to the Oviedo Mall. He has managed centers in Florida, Georgia, Texas, New Mexico, Washington, Oregon, and Tennessee throughout his 28-plus year career in the shopping center industry. Brian has won various awards over his career for business development, income generation, and program implementation. He has trained and led teams in natural disaster and terrorism emergency response. Mr. Olivi is a certified shopping center manager and a member of the International Council of Shopping Centers. He is a licensed real estate salesperson in the states of Florida and Georgia. Brian is married to his lovely wife Diane for 32 years, and they have 1 daughter who is married and lives in Georgia. Join us in welcoming Brian Olivi. And last but certainly not least, we have Randy Stevenson. He's a community development director at the City of Winter Springs. He has his BA from Georgia Tech in architecture. He's also a graduate of the University of Georgia Graduate School in landscape architecture, and he's been practicing for 31 years in both Florida and Georgia in public, and actually in Florida in both public and private landscape architecture, and he's been married for 31 years. I'm doing 10 this year, so that's a heck of an accomplishment. Join me in welcoming Randy Stevenson. I guess we'll start. I think your mic is already on. Randy's going to start us off today, and then we'll go to Brian, and then we'll finish up with the mayor. So if Randy, if you just want to give us an update on what's going on in Winter Springs, specifically town center area, and anything else you want to talk about.
Thank you, Corey. I decided to wait until now to embarrass someone, but if you'll look back here, if you'll raise his hand, our new Economic Development Director, Brian Walters, is with us this day. Never had anybody say they couldn't hear me. Obviously, we're doing the same things that most of the other cities are doing. We're riding what is some resurgence in the economy at this point in time, specifically in our town center. If you haven't noticed, or hopefully you have, if you haven't, drive north on Tuscarora Road. We have Winter Springs Village that's under construction, 202 units. They're only building them as they sell them. There's nobody else is building on spec anymore, so that's a good thing. We have units back there from 1,450 square foot bungalows to 5,100 square foot single family homes. At any given time, I checked with our building official, we'll have 20 to 25 permits for homes that are already sold in the queue for review. So those are going in very fast. They actually had to go into phase 2 faster than they wanted to, just to have additional lots to sell. We've been fortunate to talk to some of these prospective buyers. Some of them are relocating, some of them are upsizing, some downsizing, but probably over 50% of them are new people moving into the area, so we're excited about that. Obviously, the more rooftops we get into our town center, the more demographic power we have, if you will, to attract more businesses into the town center area. We also are looking at a new development behind the high school called Jessup's Landing. It's one of the old Levitt properties. That's 171 townhomes. It's being developed by a company called Mattamy out of Canada. They have the same units down in Celebration and also in Baldwin Park. Being Winter Springs, we've made some improvements to that, and they're finishing up their site work. They should be going vertical within the next month and a half. As well, we also have the property just beside City Hall. That's probably going to be one of the densest developments that I'm aware of in Central Florida. It's 51 units per acre. They're going to have structured parking, and they're going to be luxury apartments. So when you drive through Winter Springs, you're going to see quite a difference as you approach City Hall in Winter Springs over the next several years, we hope. The other projects that are finishing up are obviously the one on the south side, Jessup's Reserve, which is being finished up by D.R. Horton, Tuscarora Greens, which is down by the Country Club, and some developments on the west side. We have several different developments going on the west side, some apartments over there. We have about 17,000 square feet of commercial that's going to be going up on the corner of Hayes Road finally. It's been a long battle, but they're moving forward on that. So we're having a lot of success relative to projects picking up and new projects in Winter Springs. Right now we have about 650, close to 700 units actually going or beginning to go vertical within the next several months. So not only in the town center, but also on the west end of town and down around the country club, things are looking up. We're also continuing to market the GID, the Greenway Interchange District, which is out at 417 and 434 on the northwest quadrant. So we're continuing to look for prospective developers out in that area as well. A lot of stuff going on. Any specific questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I'll be thinking about those questions, and we'll do Q&A after everyone's done. Brian, give us an update on what's new at the mall.
Good afternoon. Let's start with a little history. I'm very pleased to report that we installed over a year ago traffic counters at the property. And from July 1st of last year through June 30th of this year, we had over 6,700,000 shopper visits to Oviedo Mall. And I think that's pretty impressive. And I tip my hat to all of you because you're all in those numbers. But I think that's very, very important, very telling. We are also privileged in the aspect of sales generation right now. Mall is ahead 7% over a year ago in a rolling 12-month. We're very proud of that, especially in this economy. Our Sears store continually rates in the top 20 Sears stores in the nation. That's out of 800 stores in percent of sales gain. That's pretty impressive. Our other major stores are doing well. Macy's bops in and out, number 1, number 2, number 3 in gain in their district every month. Dillard's is up. They're not setting records, but their numbers are up, and I'll take that any day of the week. We've had a very good year. We were able to get this facility opened for the public. It's been extremely well received. I would say probably anywhere from a dozen to 15 events a month go on in here at any given time. We have been extremely successful with our leasing effort. We've opened 6 new stores this year. I've got 2 more under construction right now. With the biggest being Paul Mitchell, the school, which is scheduled to open on October 15th. Hope you're all going to be here for this, because Paul Mitchell will be here for that opening. 7 o'clock. I haven't gotten a time yet, Dom, because things keep vacillating. So stay tuned for further updates. Do get in touch through the website, myovidomall.com, our Facebook page. Keep in touch with those types of activities and things that are happening here. We opened up a play area here recently, which was a huge success. If you have little ones, please bring them, check it out, tell me what you think. It has been extremely well received, and I think it's something the community's needed. They've asked for it, and we've been able to provide it. We continue to work on trying to bring quality events to the shopping center. Working with the city on the 4th of July, Snow Mountain. Help me, Drew, what else am I missing? Holiday Parade. That's it right now. Okay, and then of course the chamber events that we've done. The Cops and Car Show. See, I ought to just put him on the payroll, and we'll be in good shape. We're very excited about the future, and we think it's just going to continue to get better. And with everybody's support out there, it will. And I just want to thank everybody, because you have been the difference. Getting the community back to the shopping center has been the key to saving this property. And you should pat yourselves on the back for the great job you've done. You've kept me employed. Thank you.
And another thing that's really exciting about the three representatives up here, all three represent trustees in the chamber. And it's been a real pleasure working with all three, but Brian, it's been great to finally have someone at the mall who's been willing to work with the chamber and allow us to have our events here and allow us to do our luncheons here, so we really appreciate that. Like I said, we'll be taking Q&A for all of them. I'm sure you have questions about the mall and about Winter Springs, but Mayor, you're up. I will work your slideshow for you.
Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. Now it's my turn to embarrass somebody, and I'd like Mr. Doug McReynolds to stand up. Doug is with PAC Development. They are the new developers for Oviedo on the Park, and after all these years, folks, this company deserves a round of applause. Thank you for coming out and joining us today, Doug. We greatly appreciate it. How many of you guys shop at the mall? Well, there you go. Support this mall. How many of you shop at Winter Springs Town Center? How many of you want to go to Oviedo on the Park? There we go. Oviedo on the Park, folks, has been something that's been in the works. Most people don't realize this, but since 1980. The property owners back in the 80s actually put together a study, and they didn't call it Oviedo on the Park, but they called it the downtown core. They always envisioned the center of our city being this downtown core. What you see here today really came about back in the year 2000. The City Council commissioned a study to put together Oviedo on the Park. We put together a downtown study committee, and as I look out in the audience today, I see a couple of folks here with us today who actually served on that committee. Where's Councilman Schenk? He is here. He was part of it. Where'd you go, Councilman Schenk? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, well, he missed that entrance then, didn't he? You know, those guys who are running for re-election really should be here when I say these things. You know, there are folks who were with us. We had 60 stakeholders throughout the community who were part of a committee. Councilwoman, where is she? Bearswell, there she is. Councilwoman Bearswell was an integral part of all of this, folks. Give her a round of applause. You know, we put a downtown studies committee together. Megan, you were there as part of it. Yes, you were. Give Megan a round of applause. As I'm going around the room, folks, if I missed anybody, I do sincerely apologize, but we had a lot of members. We had school board representatives, stakeholders throughout the community who sat down, got together, and put together what they envisioned Oviedo on the Park to be, and that is what you see in front of you today. The Downtown Study Committee, when they were done, we got together with the property owners. We developed the land development code for the area. We went to the voters. How many of you live in the city of Oviedo and voted for that bond referendum? Well, thank you, folks, for that vote of yes. That's what gave us the $10 million to make this into the public-private partnership that it is. Let me explain what that means. In the center, you have the amphitheater in the park, and I don't know if my laser pointer is going to work from here, but it's right there. Sorry, Brian, you better duck. The park is the city's portion of this project. We're going to put in some infrastructure, Oviedo Boulevard. How many of you have been up and down Oviedo Boulevard? All right, it's a beautiful road. That was part of the public partnership. We're going to put in all the amenities around the park. We're going to put in the two main thoroughfare roads, which kind of come in over here and kind of go down. Now, right there, I know this is all everybody cares about, but that's where Panera is going. So that is our portion, the public portion, what the bond referendum is going towards for what is known as Oviedo on the Park. Phase one, which is scheduled, thanks to PAC Land Development. Everybody know the history of Oviedo on the Park. We had a developer, they had a financial meltdown, there was a crisis, a suicide. It really just kind of messed it all up about a month before we were ready to break ground back in 2007, Bobby? I guess it was, right around 2007. So this property got tied up, had to go through probate, had to go through foreclosure. But the unique thing about it, you heard me say public-private partnership. The city of Oviedo, even though we didn't own the land, folks, we own something better. We own the development rights. And Doug over here can tell you all about that because they had to wrap their arms around this. It's very unique, Oviedo on the Park.
You say unique, we say painful.
Yes. Now, Doug is being kind. Those of you who know me know that I can be a little bit difficult sometimes, and trust me, Tom and Doug felt my difficultness as we went through this whole entire process, but boy, did we come up with something great. So anyway, we owned the development rights, or not even we, I shouldn't say we. You owned the development rights. It was the way we put it together. Nothing could ever happen to this property that wasn't that, or some derivative of that. But what I'm happy to report to you today is that PAC Land Development They assembled the old team. They got the old engineers. They got the old landscape developer. They got the old architect, put everybody together. So the pictures you're going to see today are really from Broad Street, but guess what? It's not changing. There'll be some minor differences. We'll have some new pictures coming out shortly. There'll be some slight little elevation changes. But folks, what you're going to see today is what's going to be there, what's going to break ground in 2013, and what we expect to have full build out or close to it in about 5 years' time. Next slide, Corey. Probably the second one. That's just another color version. I'm sorry. Here's what we envision this looking at, folks. What you're looking at right here is really the entranceway road right from where Panera Bread is. So when you come in, you're going to have multiple story buildings off to the east. Off to the left here, that's an apartment complex. The apartment complex will be 3 stories tall. So as you come into Oviedo on the Park, you'll have apartments on your left. It'll stretch over to Alafaya. Corey, go back one slide, please. I'm sorry. Let me just give people reference. So basically, you're coming in right here. You'll have apartments over in here, up and in here, and then over in here is going to be all the single family. And the single family is yet to be determined. But what we're looking at, or I should say PAC is considering, are a townhome product, multi-story townhome product, maybe a single family product. We haven't really nailed it all down yet, but you're talking to a myriad of folks who are out there. So you're going to have about 120 units over here, maybe a little bit more, 250 or so apartment units right through here. That's phase 1. Because what we're doing is we want to get the folks into the area, get the park in place, get the roadways in place, so that way the rest of this area over here can develop into that multi-use district that you've heard us talking about. Restaurant row, adult entertainment, and by that I don't mean Rachel's. What I mean by that, folks, our city manager, Ms. Brazil, and Councilwoman Drago, you can start breathing once again. What I mean by that, folks, many of you know Oviedo's a sleepy little town. You know, if you wanted to open up a Wine Styles here in Oviedo, you wanted to open up a World of Beer, you just can't do it right now. And there's a reason, because we always envisioned this area being the appropriate spot for that type of district. That's this district. So when we go and we do a restaurant row, or we do the area, however we end up developing it, what we have in mind is a little bit more of an adult entertainment, maybe a World of Beer, maybe a Wine Styles, maybe a Dexter's, maybe, who knows, Starbucks, a whole bunch of different things that are out there right now that are really going to change what Oviedo is like. Pardon? Depends on your attitude of the day, I guess, right? Depends how you had your day. You might want your coffee, you might want a beer, you may want something stronger. That's up to you. Next one, Corey. So anyway, so this is just giving you perspective now on the type of architecture, the heights that we're looking at, because as we have discussed, we own the property, we own the development rights to it, and it is a very dense project. If this project was built out to the full density that we have allowed the developer to do, Doug will tell you it really wouldn't be possible to build it. We threw everything in here and the kitchen sink. So you're going to have on the left-hand side where it's more residential, there'll be some surface parking. That's what we're going to really concentrate on that side. But as you get into that commercial district and the mixed use, the 4 stories, the 5 stories, then there is going to be structured parking and such. And we're going to see how that all kind of develops as we go, because we have all of that frontage along Mitchell Hammock Road to use, all of that frontage along Oviedo Boulevard. As part of this deal also, folks remember there was talk about a restaurant at one time out on the lake. We've actually gotten that lake parcel back. We're going to make that part of the park again. We're going to make that park a continuous circle rather than having that break in the center. The city also acquired as part of this deal 3.5 acres on the north side of it that we actually envisioned some sort of an incubator program going in there, some sort of an office building, some sort of a scientific incubator, not something different than what we have already in Winter Springs, but to complement it. And these are things that John Jones will be working on. And now, Brian Walters, you are more than welcome to help us with it, so that way we can put it all together and just grow Oviedo in Winter Springs. You've heard us say it many times before. Mayor Bush is out there. You've heard us joke about Oviedo Springs. Guys, it's really how we got to think. What's good for one is good for the other. We got to grow the whole area. That's what this chamber is all about. Next slide, Corey. Just some more renderings of different streetscapes. As you're looking down, you can see all the different elevation and types of changes. Next one, Corey. Again, just some more. You can continue along. Plazas, all brick pavers. It's really going to be nice. Next one, Corey. Sort of like a, a Savannah type of feel, a Baldwin Park type of feel, a Winter Park type of feel. We've taken all of these different areas and we've kind of put them all together. Just showing a view of the park area, the amphitheater, the lawn out in the back here. Quiet side of the park right up over here. The developer has agreed to work with the city to finally build that Veterans Memorial that you've heard us talk about for many, many years. So give them a round of applause. They're going to give us a lot of money for that. Isn't that right, Doug? Just some more of the lake and a little dock area that's envisioned on the lake. And you hear us joke about it all the time. And if you all could see our city manager's face as I say this, the little chicken boats to go paddle around out on the lake. Heck, they got swans down at Lake Eola. Why shouldn't we have chicken boats? Next one, Corey. There'll be all interactive fountains. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'm sorry, Corey, go back to that one for a sec. You're going to have right over in this area a whole bunch of interactive fountains for the children. There'll be a little plaza area over here. A unique thing about this lake is that the lake is actually tiered all the way around. As the water level rises and falls, you'll have different levels that you can actually walk around the lake at. So it'll be very nifty and cool. There'll be a park area up in here for the kids, and then the amphitheater and stuff in the back. The amphitheater is going to change a little bit, probably from what we first envisioned, because when we first envisioned it, we envisioned it being a community center and an amphitheater. Well, we have a community center now. We just bought the old post office, so we're going to change that up just a little bit. Next one, Corey. Here's my favorite one. What I need to stress to everybody is that there is a plan and a vision beyond Oviedo on the Park. Oviedo on the Park is the spark plug for everything else that's going to happen in our city. If you look at Oviedo on the Park, it's down here on the southern end. Then you have the old historic downtown up here, and you see this big old rectangle. That big old rectangle, and a little bit more north and a little bit more east, represents our CRA that we put together with the help of the county commissioners about 2 or 3 years ago. The CRA is a community redevelopment area. So when I said spark plug, what's going to happen is this develops and all that tax increment financing starts to happen. All the tax values start to rise. 50% of the growth is going to go back into this area, into this district. So it's going to lead to the redevelopment of the old historic downtown. Then it's going to lead to the tying in of the historic downtown to the new downtown. You can see all the different trails and pathways. That's actually a proposed trail that's going through the wetlands. The city owns all the wetlands that are in between. It's all ours. You can see the sidewalks going up and down. Over here is 434. You can see the different configurations of the trail through here. Now, this spur right here is probably going to change a little bit with time. This slide's a little bit older. But guys, there is a vision of tying this all together, making this a 2-mile or a 2.5-mile square city center. Because there's always some fear out there that we're leaving behind the old historic downtown, that we're just, all people read and see in the paper is that, oh my gosh, they're widening roads and knocking down buildings. It's part of the plan. It's part of the plan of making that functional, tying this all together, making that the commercial district and the commercial center of our city, that you, the residents, not only do you want it, you deserve it, and you voted for it. And we're going to deliver it. And the council has been working together. The 5 of us that are up there right now have been working diligently on this. I'm the point person. I'm the guy who comes out here and talks about it all the time. And boy, you can tell I get excited about it and I love what I do. But if I don't have the support of those 4 members behind me, if I don't have the support of this staff sitting at this table right up front here, if we don't have partners like PAC Development, Winter Springs in the back, these things don't happen. So it's a regional approach. This is going to be an incredible thing for the city of Oviedo. It's going to change the city as everybody has wanted. It's going to help us. I don't want to say grow up. That's not the right word, but it's going to give you those entertainment choices and that area to go to walk around and keep you here. Hopefully there'll be lots of office space down there. Hopefully the Greenway Interchange will develop in Winter Springs. We'll have more jobs in the area. Think about what we can do, folks. I mean, there is no end. It's boundless what we can do with the resources that we have here, if we put the right people in place and we just keep moving forward. And the Winter Springs City Commission, they have great people who sit up there. Our commission has great people, council, commission, whatever, who sit up on it. We are focused. And, you know, I just keep a laser focus on it, and this is all I do all day long, and our city manager can attest to it because I think she really gets sick of hearing from me sometimes, but that's okay. Also, there's a whole bunch of other development coming up and down Mitchell Hammock Road from one end to the other. 4 or 5 years from now, folks, from Oviedo Boulevard down to the Greenway along Mitchell Hammock, it's going to be a whole entire changed area. Then it's going to kind of curl up, go up through that old downtown, and you're going to see things start to happen. For those of us, I always tell, I did an interview the other day with a young girl from Oviedo High School writing for her paper just on this very project. She's going away to University of Alabama. Tells me she'll be away for 6 years. I said, by the time you come back, you're not going to recognize it. It's going to be different. But again, thank you for your time. We'll sit down, we'll take some questions, and I really do appreciate it.
Okay, Q&A. Anyone have any questions? Got to be some questions out there. You let the mayor talk about adult entertainment and nobody has questions?
Someone's going to ask me about Dollar General or anything?
That's true. I don't know if you want me to repeat that into the microphone.
No, don't repeat that.
JR.
Mr. Mayor, appreciate your presentation. I understand there was some discussion about, maybe even plans for that matter, about taking the downtown and putting a large, where you have the pond right now on Franklin, expanding that and making that part of a bigger feature. Is that, am I close to something?
Do you mean in the old historic downtown? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, right
JR?
at Franklin and 434, you've got your pond, just and then
There have been
expand that.
a plethora of different designs for the pond. The one right now that the DOT, and Bobby, correct me if I'm mistaken here, that they've sort of zeroed in on, JR, is going to be east of the old post office and over by the traffic circle. The pond that's there will be expanded, be made much larger. It'll actually be, that's one of the reasons why we bought the post office as a community center, because there's going to be this large water feature right next to it. So that's what they're looking at doing right now. As far as the road widening, Phase 1A is the working name of it right now. It's really going to involve the intersection first, and then it'll go out east and west. More than likely, it'll go over towards Oviedo Boulevard first, then probably out to Lockwood before it goes from downtown over to the high school. That little 1.5 mile section or 1 mile section is the most expensive section because of all the right-of-way that needs to be taken. So,
Sandy, I'm coming to you.
You kind of glibbed over this, but you caught my attention because I was thinking right off the bat, when we develop this downtown area, Mitchell Hammock's going to look like a parking lot. It already does somewhat. But you said something really quick about a possibility of a Winter Springs exchange on the 417. Where were you thinking that to be? Or was I crazy when I heard that?
I don't think you were crazy, but we can go stop at the bar afterwards that you wanted to go to.
That's our new promotion at our church in
No,
St. Luke's.
well, Winter Springs, what they're talking about is the Greenway interchange. That is what they're working, and maybe I should let Randy discuss that. That is your working, right?
Yeah, as I said earlier, the Greenway interchange is our aggregation of property at 417 and 434. It's in the northwest quadrant. We are entertaining proposals there now. We're looking for it to be if you've ever read the book, The Creative Class, it's not going to be Primera with the larger buildings and the parking. It's going to be more of an integrated, vertically integrated and horizontally integrated mixture of office, retail, designated residential, corporate apartments, things of that nature, an educational component that will be there. And master planning originally, if it were to develop, we've got about 1 million square foot footprint. So if we have an average of 4-story buildings, there's a potential for 4 million square feet there. And we have done several master plans for that and are entertaining some proposals at this point in time. Obviously, that's going to be a long-range type of plan, but we're in the process of making that property, dare I say, shovel-ready, but with utilities and fiber optics are going to be a big thing out there. The presentation to the 417. I doubt DOT is going to give us a driveway, but we want a presence on 417 as you come across the bridge out of Sanford. So that's one of the larger parcels that we're developing. It's about 450 acres right now. So
We're excited about that too. If you don't know geographically where that is, it's right next to where our chamber offices are.
right across
we're,
the chamber.
Yeah,
yes.
so we're pretty excited about. I keep looking out the window every day waiting to see those trees fall down. So one of these days I'll come out. Not that I'm not pro-tree, but, you know, I run a chamber. So I'm pro-trees in certain areas. Anyone else? Lorian?
Now, Corey, you do know that we're both tree cities, too,
I
right?
do know that,
okay.
yes.
It's easy does it.
Stand up or can I sit? Thanks, Corey. You're talking about going out to Lockwood, and you're talking 417, 434. These are both on the east and west sides of the Black Hammock. How much encroachment in the Black Hammock is this going to attempt to take over?
Well, do you want to take that? I'll take it. You know, the county has established the rural boundaries, which the city of Oviedo and the city of Winter Springs have agreed to. We have quasi-working JPAs with the county currently on those boundaries, and as of right now, we have no intentions of not agreeing to that rural area, so. You know. But anytime you'd want to come in, just call. And I don't want to speak for Winter Springs, but Charles, am I about right on that with you too?
Yeah, the rural boundary is at our eastern border, and we're not going in.
There you go.
Anyone else? Anyone got any mall questions? Yeah, really. We used to get lots of questions about the mall. I mean, our phone every day. What's going on? What's going on? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone else? Questions? Well, we do have some visual displays here as well if you want to wander around and look at those when we're done. But let's have a round of applause for our panel. Do we have any announcements? We want to be sure that if anybody's got a group they're part of that wants to, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't. Ooh, I thought it was the signs that I saw when I came in today.
I won't be mentioning food trucks on Sunday from 4 to 8, but I did want to mention on September 15th, we have two things going on. Radio Disney will be here for their normal fun and games, but they're also collecting school supplies, focusing on pens, pencils, markers for the Boys and Girls Club from 12 to 2. And also a group you may or may not be familiar with, Stampin' Up, kind of a crafting group. They will be in the community room 12 to 3, inviting the community out for free to make holiday cards for the troops overseas. So it's a great free family activity, bring the kids out, good way to get them involved in supporting our troops, and we'll collect all the cards and ship them over. So Saturday the 15th, 12 to 3, plenty to do at the mall.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
The GFWC Oviedo Women's Club is adding a talent show to Great Day in the Country, which is our arts and crafts festival. This year is our 39th annual. We're going to hold the finale at Great Day in the Country, but we have auditions on Saturday at Oviedo High School from 9 to 6, and it is for all ages and all talents. So anybody here who likes to sing, dance, or hang from the ceiling, we'd be glad to look at you and judge you. But do get the word out, and you can go to greatdayoviedo.org and learn more information.
September 29th is National Museum Day, and the Oviedo Preservation Project has recently gotten downtown Oviedo recognized as a museum, like the buildings itself, the buildings and streets. So come on out on the 29th. We've got a lot of changes coming down the pipe, so let's celebrate what we've got right now.
Thank you, Megan. Anyone else? Any announcements? Any goings on? I'll let you know that the Women's Club, I know, has an open house tonight. Is that correct? And we also have a chamber after hours, second anniversary for Breakthrough Fitness tonight. So we've got two great events going on. Be sure to hopefully pop into both if you can. Also, let's see, anyone? We got to do the 50-50. I'm sure everybody's waiting to have their blue tickets read. $43. Wow. Proceeds do go to our scholarship fund. Mayor, you want to be the bad guy? And don't get your hand stuck. Thank you, sir. 333875. Dee Dee. Congratulations. Leave it to the member of the school board to give the money back to the scholarship fund. I know, Dee Dee, you win a lot, don't you? You must pick the right tickets every month. All right, a couple other announcements that I wanted to make before we get out of here. Thank you to our good friend Sandy Turner. We have a very exciting luncheon next month. We want you to be here. Tell your friends. We have Bill Hurley, who's the Executive Director of the National Federation of Independent Business for the state of Florida, NFIB. Probably seen their TV ads during the campaign season going on right now. They are one of the top advocates for small business in Tallahassee and in Washington. He's going to be here speaking next month at our luncheon. We are the chamber that he's coming to speak to. Really excited about that. So tell your friends. Next month, it's October 4th, I believe is the date, first Thursday of the month. Also, November and December are already set as well. November is our annual nonprofit appreciation lunch. If you're a member of a nonprofit, chamber member or not, we encourage you to tell them to come. They can set up a table. They have to bring their own table, but they can set up a table here and get recognized, and we want to thank them for all that they do in the community and also give them an opportunity to share with our members what they do, because we do have a lot of members that come to us a lot saying, we're looking to get involved. We don't know what fits our schedule, what fits our needs, what fits our wants. So this is a great opportunity for them. December, we have our awards and holiday expo that'll be here. Any member can come set up a table at that one at no charge to show off their business before the holidays if they're trying to sell anything, or just if they're trying to sell anything, which I'm sure most people are at this point. So be sure to be there for that. Again, that's free to have a table. Sandy, you had something you wanted to say? Oh, that's right. We also have the Luncheon Learns. We have our new sponsor for the Luncheon Learns, so you'll be seeing those coming up. And it's at Oviedo Meeting Rooms. So that's where our new location for all of our Luncheon Learns. We had our first one there just a couple, was it about a week and some ago? Last week. Yes, it was the OBJ, and it was a full room from what I could see. Unfortunately, I was home with a sick girl, but looked like a great event, and everybody I've talked to said it was a great time. So Oviedo Meeting Rooms is our new Lunch and Learn sponsors. So don't miss the upcoming luncheons and the Lunch and Learns. Anyone else have anything before we go? Well, with that, remember, October 4th, Bill Hurley from NFIB. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for being here, and have a great Chamber Day.